Hello, my name is Natalia and I am a real estate attorney here in the state of Florida. And today I wanted to talk to you about commercial leases and key terms in your commercial leases. Before I move on to those 8 key terms, I do want to remind you that if you find this content valuable and you want to make sure that you're up to date on all of your Florida real estate investments and what you need to do to protect them, you should subscribe to our channel for more videos. We have well over 100 videos that will help you figure out how to manage your acquisitions, whether they're foreclosures, tax deeds, rentals, residential, commercial, etc. All right, so let me get right to it. Commercial leases. Commercial leases are very different from residential leases, and they're treated under a completely different statute in here in the state of Florida. So there are things that you should have in mind that are just very practical to make sure that they're included in your commercial leases. Here we go. Number 1, the leased premises. Oftentimes when we think of a house, for example, we think of like the house itself or the condominium unit or just that little bit of space that we are renting out. But leased premises can include a lot more things. And so your leased premises for a commercial purpose should include a policy about parking. It should be really explicit that the property is not to be used for any residential purposes. I say this because so many times I've had clients of mine who came and said, listen, the person started sleeping in the property and it's a commercial business and I don't know how to get them out, and they're going to say that I let them sleep there, etc. And so you want to make sure that you have very clear terms in your lease agreement that say these people cannot use it for residential purposes. Number 2, insurance. So unlike residential tenants, that it's generally just a family that comes in, or maybe small gatherings of friends, small extended family that comes to visit. When you are a business, you are open to the public, and as such, the risk increases substantially that something will happen to a complete stranger in the leased premises. So you should require them to have insurance that covers them broadly, and it should reflect the type of business that they are. Number 3, abandonment. You should really specify in your leases when is something deemed abandoned? When is that business that's there, leasing your commercial premises, when is it abandoned? Did they close for 15 days and there's nobody that's shown up? How do you get rid of the items that are left behind? You need to have clear, specific clauses that state what happens and what is considered abandonment. You never want to leave it up to chance. Number 4, alterations. What happens to those premises when a tenant changes them? Often tenants kind of modify your leased premises for whatever purpose their business is, and you should specify whether they get to take those alterations with them and then have to pay you for repairs for fixing it up and returning it back to normal, or if it becomes your property. Number 5, access. And this is pertaining to your access. You should have clear terms as to how long in terms of notice you need to give before you go to the leased premises, whether it's to make a repair, to show it to future tenants, to show it to prospective purchasers of the property. All of that is really important. Number 6, do you have a personal guarantee requirement of your tenants? When it comes to residential premises, generally, getting them out, possession is the most important part if there's a default. But if there is a business there, then they're making profit. They're making money out of using those premises. And if they're defaulting on it, something's really going on. So you should make your tenants, the people that own those businesses, execute personal guarantees that also guarantee default on those lease rent terms. Number 7, do you have the jury waiver? And I've talked about this in other videos. It's a clause to make sure that you don't have to waste your time paying an attorney to select a jury to be able to determine facts that are in dispute. That includes rent due, for example. So if you don't have a jury waiver clause, it could become extremely expensive to get somebody out of your property and to get back the money that you're owed under your lease. Number 8, rent increases. Oh my God. I see this so often. Tenants and landlords enter into commercial leases and they treat it as a residential lease agreement. They go, oh, term, 1-year lease, or they treat it as a 1-year term, kind of a commercial lease agreement. They never have clauses that say how the rent goes up every year, under what circumstances it would get fixed, what is used to calculate those rent percentages going up. And so it can create a huge pile of litigation, and you don't want to do that. You want to be preventative. It's a lot cheaper to prevent than to have to litigate things in the future. So make sure that there is rent increases terms that are clear and unambiguous. All right, so those are my top 8 key terms for commercial leases. You really got to make sure that you're having somebody examine your leases to check that all of this is in place. They're not exhaustive, but they are very important terms. For more information like this, more videos like this, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. And I just want to say good luck out there, investors.